You know, there's a reason more customers choose one New Zealand company to build their homes. Trust. GJ Gardner have worked up and down the country for over 20 years now, and they've earned a solid reputation with Kiwis. And you've just voted them Reader's Digest Most Trusted Home Builder again. So, if you're thinking about creating the home you've always wanted, talk to the team at GJ Gardner Homes, New Zealand's most trusted home builder, officially.
We're at the Hartles.
Hi, Nana. Hi, Papa.
Bucket list 6. This is so much fun. Christchurch, we love you.
Just the beginning.
Kia ora everyone, no mai haere mai, and welcome along to the GJ Gardner Homes New Zealand Beach Tour. We are here in Ōtautahi, the Cathedral Square, where we have imported sand for another great day. My name is Tiana Placid, and with me I've got Dean Wilson.
Yeah, beautiful day here in Christchurch. Wonderful being in the iconic Cathedral Square. As you mentioned, Tiana, we have brought the beach to the central city.
We sure have. We've had incredible days, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday, where we've had phenomenal beach volleyball. Now, we've got our first men's semi-final today. Dean, what are we expecting?
Well, we're going to see the top seeds, Tom Hartles and Nicklin versus the pride of Bay of Plenty, Griffin Muller and Tom Reid. We are going to see an epic semi-final battle.
Indeed we are. It is 24 degrees here in Christchurch. The wind has died off a little bit, so there shouldn't be any disturbance, I must say. Now, Dean, it's exciting times for both these teams. They haven't played here in Christchurch before, so what can you tell us?
Well, Tom Hartles, Nicklin, they won the Continental Cup last year. They beat the Commonwealth Games gold medalists. They were wanting to be turn it on in front of this Christchurch crowd.
All right, I think it's that time that we get these players to the field. But first, who do we have for our refs?
Okay, we're going to introduce firstly the lines people and the ball kids. Give them a big round of applause. And a second referee today. Put your hands together for Birgit Oystenhagen. And in the top seat, let's hear it from Brazil, now hailing from Auckland, Luis Santana. And let's bring on the team from the Bay of Plenty. First up, put your hands together for Tom Reid. And his playing partner today, give him a warm welcome to the court, Griffin Muller. And the top seeds, let's hear it, the backcourt specialist from Auckland's North Shore. Let's hear it for Tom Hartles. And the main man in the front court, the 6'2", Alani Nicklin.
It really is exciting times here in Christchurch for our first men's semi-final. You'll be sitting in commentary with Trent Webby and also Ivy Schmidt. We'll see you guys right at the end.
It is a game on, a men's semi-final.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. My name is Ivy Schmidt, and this is my commentator buddy, Trent Webby.
G'day, g'day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the New Zealand Beach Tour. Thanks to GJ Gardner Homes. We're here with the first men's semi-final at the start of what's going to be a cracker of a day of great volleyball.
Yes, and so some background on these teams today. We've got the duo of Muller-Reid on the left in the gray shorts. Muller is back to serve against Nicklin and Hartles. Hartles was the setter of that play, and Nicklin just buries that ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game here. We're going to be expecting a lot of big hits. Both teams here are strong at the net, but we're also going to see some crafty shots. So it's going to be a very fun game to watch this one.
Yeah, we were actually riffing a little bit earlier about these boys like to hit the gym, wondering if Zeman, one of the women's players, could actually outbench these lads. And we do have Koha Fitness around, so maybe we could arrange a benching competition after the volleyball is over. Nicklin is back to serve. Jump float, running up to the net.
Now this will be an interesting game. These two players have actually played already this tournament, playing on Friday in the first round of games. Griffin Muller and Tom Reid seeded 8th in this 8-team draw, with Tom Hartles and Nicklin seeded number 1. They crossed over in the first game on the Friday afternoon, and the eventual winners were Tom and Alani in a 2-set victory. Let's see if we're going to see deja vu or maybe something different here today, Ivy.
I don't know. I love an underdog. I love an underdog story. I mean, these boys were seeded last. They're on Championship Sunday. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, and it's pretty tough losing your first game in a double elimination situation. If you lose your first game, you go onto the contenders bracket. You've only got one more life. In a double elimination, it's 1-2 barbecue. You lose 2, you're out. Well, they say over in the States, uno, dos, adios, don't they?
I mean, I don't think anyone cool says that, Trent, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. God,
Great
these hand sets are
yeah.
beautiful. We've had 2 back-to-back sets where I have just, like, awe-inspiring. Wish I could do that. I cannot. I can only admire and sheer jealousy of that.
These 4 players have all played each other either in the same teams or against each other over the last few years. All been on the tour for roughly around the same amount of time, but from 9 to 12 years. They're all very well experienced. So we're going to be seeing a lot of great volleyball in this game. We've seen a nice start here of 4-all. This game here is a little bit of a game of, I think, David and Goliath. We've got the shorter backcourt players normally, Tom Reid and Griffin Muller, having to come up onto the front of the net. They're not going to be that big at the net, but they are going to push their weight. I think what we'll see is a bit of split blocking between the 2 of them. Split blocking, for those at home that don't know what that means, that's referring to each turn, when one person's serving, the other person's up blocking, so they don't specialize in blocking the whole time or defending the whole time.
But Muller and Reid have been doing a fantastic job of split blocking. They're both smaller players. They play a really strong defensive game. I was really impressed with Muller yesterday. I was watching him get some incredible digs. I think, might have been the last game of the day. They had a really impressive run of just dig to kill success that brought them over. Trying to remember who they played. They had to play Watson and Fountain to get to this today, and it was a 3-set thriller, burning to that last game. Really probably took a lot of physical strength out of them, so it'll be interesting to see if they're fresh for today or kind of tired still.
Yeah, no, I think they'll be pretty fresh. I was talking to Griffin just before this game. I said to him, Griff, what's your warm-up routine? He goes, you know what, I like just to do, get into the gym. Koha Fitness was just around the corner. He says, I did a 5x5 rep of squats, deadlifts, bench press, bicep curls. Followed it up with a drop set and a superset of extra chest and triceps just because it's a Sunday. And I just said to him, mate, I can tell.
So is this an actual volleyball warm-up, or is this like the pump before you get to the beach, you take off the shirt? Which one is it?
I'm not too sure, but you can see that both these boys have probably less than 5% body fat on them. They're specimens out on the beach court, and I feel like the crowd just doubled in numbers.
Is it girls or guys watching?
It's a mix.
But back to volleyball, so we're switching out 7-all. Pretty close game. There have been a lot of unforced errors by both of these teams. Hasn't been quite the ball game yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to pick up soon here.
Float serve there by Alani Nicklin, and great handsets again by Griffin. And good vision there, just doing a limbo by the net by Tom Hartles, making sure he didn't touch the net after shooting the over line. And what we're going to probably see in this game, and we're already seeing a little bit of it now, is Tom Reid and Griffin Muller are a real crafty team. They are big hitters when they have a free net, but Alani Nicklin puts up a big block, so we'll be seeing a lot of crafty shots, some cuts, some overlines.
Yeah, when you're a smaller player, you develop a really wide variety of shots, and you're also more of like a mind game player. These boys are going to be just like that, coming in hard, looking, eyeing out the block, the defender, trusting their partner, and just really trying to not hit at the defender, because obviously they're not they're not going to overpower the defender at this point, so more keeping it crafty.
Absolutely, and we just saw that there with Tom Reid, who just did 2 overline shots. And Alani coming in with a big swing, but unlucky hitting that one into the net.
Yeah, Nicklin seems like he's going to go for power plays this game. Have seen a lot of big swings from him. Hasn't been converting much yet, but I think just swinging his way in. It's early yet, just trying to find that groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Switching that over to a cut shot, nice and easy chop. Gorgeous angle on that ball.
So the reason why Griffin Muller and Tom Reid, who those who know beach volleyball know that these two are well-respected players, very good at the sport of beach volleyball and indoor. But you'll be wondering how they were 8th seed. It was a last-minute pullout due to an injury of Brad Fullerton, who was Griffin Muller's original partner for this tournament. Causing an ankle injury at the start of this week. He's now in a moon boot. So Tom Reid got the call up last minute, and the change in seedings meant that they went from 4th seed all the way, no, sorry, from 3rd seed down to 8th seed.
Yeah, and I would love to just, so Muller right there came in hard, was coming in showing that angle. Alani tried to jump in and just left that line open, and Muller just took advantage and slammed that down the line.
So we're seeing a little lead here now, just 2 points, 1 point away from the technical timeout. Muller and Reid having a little bit of extra control here.
Gonna stick on Nicklin. He's making a lot of unforced errors here, but that has no problem. Easy, making volleyball look like just a silly game, and that will bring us the 2L technical timeout. Beach gear for any weather. Trent, I know you've got one. I know I want one. I know a lot of the players out here already have them. If you guys want to buy me one, honestly, I will love you forever and ever.
Yeah, I love my one. I always rock it down to the beach, but my friends and family tell me not to wear it so often because I look like a big banana. I love it. I love the attention. They're great.
Yes, and we are here at the iconic Christchurch Cathedral Square. There's been quite the commotion around this beach volleyball because I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's actually, there aren't too many beaches in Christchurch that you can actually host beach volleyball. So when they were sussing out where is it going to be possible to have a tour finals, it didn't seem like actually we could host it on a beach. So it had to be, we were going to have to build the court somewhere. So why not throw it in the heart of Christchurch in the CBD? We've had a lot of attention, a lot of news coverage, and a lot of fans just cruising by to get in on this action.
Yeah, absolutely. The beach tour has actually been in Christchurch before. Either it was at Sumner Beach, actually, which is a beautiful beach, but it is quite far out. It's also, there's another group beach where some people play, which is Brighton Beach, but we wanted to make sure we get the foot traffic and bring the beach to the city, and that's what Beach As Events has done with this event. We've brought in 250 tons of sand, and they're just dumped in with a bunch of sleepers that are holding all the sand in. We're literally right next to the cathedral and some other awesome monuments. It's a sight to see.
Yeah, well, and it looks like Muller and Reid's gym workout has been working for them because it doesn't look like they're hitting on sand. Alani, Nicklin as well, making it look like indoors here. Sand is not a factor. They're springy, they're bouncy. Like, look at that hard approach, coming in head and shoulders above the net.
Float serve on Griff there, tight set. And a nice cut, but unable to find the tape. He has an unforced error hitting that one out, and that ties it up at 12-all, I believe.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of service pressure on. They're keeping these serves in play, switching it up, just giving them something different to look at every time. I love that. So by serving him short, he's baiting Muller in. He has to come in forward. It's harder to get up and then come in hard. Basically, you're just funneling the ball to the block. Especially if you're going to be on the right side, if you're going to short serve someone every single time, you're just feeding your blocker free points or yourself free digs.
Tight transition set, and he finds some hands of Tom Reid. He hung the washing out. When you say you hung the washing out, that means he had those fingers out there, and Tom Hartles snatched a few things off that line there.
Yeah,
nail touch.
Great timeout call by Muller Reid. They've kind of let up the pressure. Nicklin Hartles are taking control of this game. It's 14-12. If you are Muller Reid, what are you going back there and saying? What's got to change for them?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to slow down momentum here, Ivy. We saw that they had a little 2-point lead going into that technical timeout, but now it's changed around. And a big thing about beach volleyball is actually when you come out of that technical timeout, you're roughly halfway through the set, and it's really critical to step up your game there. And usually they say the first person to get a point after technical timeout has a good chance, a good advantage of taking that set out. So they're just going to want to slow things down here. So this will just be a chance to have a breather. I think they know their strategy. They know what they want to do. And
now it's time to see if they can execute.
Yeah.
I love that. And also thank you to all of our sponsors that have put money into the tour, that are providing just this great experience for all of the athletes and the spectators. It is a fantastic day down here in Christchurch, and we are back to the action with Hartles back to serve.
Wide set there. A little pokey. Good read there by Tom Hartles, though. High set. Good dig.
Great run down. We're just giving you guys the blow-by-blow. We like to make sure that you know exactly what's happening. That was a great scoop and deliver by the Nicklin Hartles duo. They're just playing clinical beach volleyball now.
It just shows the wrath of, or the power of Alani Nicklin. He was able to hit that ball about 3 meters off the net, and with the great force and power that it went straight down.
Oh, great bury by Reid. They switched up their service there, I guess, trying to find out, maybe test him a little bit, and he responded, so it'll be interesting to see if they'll switch it back.
Yeah, I think that's just a little fish. He's just chuck a little bit of bait out there. Griff was picking up a little bit of rhythm, so I thought, let's go on Tom Reid and see if he is aware that he's about to get served. And you know what? He's always focused. He's ready for that ball.
Yeah, these boys are rangy over here. They can swing, they can shoot. And again, when we're calling these boys smaller, undersized, I do believe they are probably over 6 foot. Could definitely look it up on the information right in front of me. Let's see what we've got.
We've got 186 centimeters for Griffin Muller and 180 centimeters for Tom Reid. So just, yeah, Tom Reid just shy of 6 foot. Coming through with the hammer there, getting the top tape. And Griffin Muller unable to get that block, execute that point there. So we have Elaine Nicklin going back to serve. Got the new bleach blonde hair just to match the beach body he's got.
Now that I see him, I always just want to be, will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Oh, good chicken wing. Oh, unable to.
I don't think that was a chicken wing. I think that was the chest pump. I think maybe he needs to go bench with Zeman.
Yeah, maybe he needs to learn a little bit from Griffin Muller. I think Griffin Muller would have probably popped that ball all the way back past the baseline. I think his chest may be too big. But let's not talk so much about chess and talk about volleyball, the beautiful sport that this is, the great finesse. And a great little use there off the top of the hands to block. So Tom Hartles coming back to serve here. He is a bit of an entrepreneur himself. He has go-to shots. If you have seen them in the supermarket, they're little power shots that are turmeric and ginger and all those sort of good nutrients. Big block there by Alani Nicklin, right up in the net. He is a force to reckon with when he's on the net.
Yeah, and they're taking a 3-point advantage here later on in the game. So it is, as we get closer into these digits, you don't want to see that 3-point advantage when you are Muller Reid. I'm interested to see how they're going to respond. I need to see some more fire from them. And there it is. There it is. That's the power. But there was a net violation anyways. So
there's a little bit of a battle of David and Goliath here, actually. We were talking about it earlier. You'd always think that height would over-trump in any team, but both Griffin and Tom are holding their own. But Elaine Nicklin and Tom Hartles have a 3-point lead here, and they'll be wanting to slow that down, or Griffin Muller and Tom Reid.
Yeah, and it's do or die today. Do or die. You lose, you're out. We've been double elim the last 2 days, but today, single elim. Ooh, and way to take advantage of that open net. Maybe wouldn't have wanted to pull on that one, especially with Nicklin being such a force at the net. You see the set goes tight, pulls off. Reid was easily able to see that he had the free net and just slams that home.
Griff Muller getting the tidy up. Can they recycle? Good use. Limbo of the net.
Ooh. Ooh, I think we've been a little complimentary of the hands today. So yes, if there is a double contact, if it's left hand, right hand, left hand that contacts the ball, it will cause rotation on the ball. Sometimes it won't. That one caused quite a rotation. Ref, audience, everyone kind of went nope and gave the point to Muller Reid, proving that sometimes hard work is rewarded. Just keep the ball in play, let the other team make that error. Pulling within one in this late in the first game.
Yeah, you have to hand it to the young boys are all young. You have to hand it to Tom Reid and Griffin Muller. Really having to fight for those last couple of points to draw this game back to 1 point difference. And Tom Hartles and Nicklin now calling a timeout. It's a good chance to say a big thanks to a couple of our sponsors. Christchurch City Council, actually, big thank you to those guys. They are allowing us to have all the sand here down in the CBD. Putting on a great show for all the people walking by, doing their Sunday shopping. They can come on by and see something they probably haven't seen before, beach volleyball.
So you guys, as I was saying before about we have all this great information, I'm looking at who we're inspired by. And my commentator friend, like, I think that we could make a nice educated guess about who he's inspired by. Maybe it's his partner, Shauna Pauly, who's just a volleyball beast. No, it is his reflection. He is inspired by his own reflection. He wakes up in the morning, looks at himself in the mirror and says, I can't wait to live.
Who are you talking about, Ivy? I have no clue who you're talking about.
Oh, we love to see it. First game point here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have different types of inspirations. I'm looking here at the moment. Griffin Muller's biggest inspiration is Perry Preston. I want to give a big shout out to Perry Preston if he's watching from home. A great player himself. He is one of the known as, actually I'm not too sure what his nicknames are on the beach tour, but he has had a few semi-final finishes on the pro tour and is a big contender of a lot of these games. He'll probably be watching at home very closely. Played with Tom Reid actually at the 3-star Moa Open at Mount Maunganui in December, taking it out, which was a massive finish against Griffin Muller and Brad Phillipson, who's in the moon boot for this event.
Yeah, and the first game is going to go to Nicklin Hartles but it was a tight match. You got to win by 2, and they've just barely eked that out, 21-19. So I'm interested to see the fire that's going to kind of happen. I think Muller and Reid played a solid game. If they're going to beat Nicklin Hartles, I think they need to take advantage early on, especially if Nicklin and Hartles are going to come out making a lot of unforced errors. That's the time to kind of capitalize, get an early lead. But I kind of have a feeling that Nicklin Hartles are not going to be coming out with all those unforced errors. I think they found their groove, and I'm just excited to see where we go in this next game. And I'm also just really excited to continue reading by the inspired by who, because I see a player who's inspired by Donald Trump, and that their favorite pastimes are watching Mike Watson's Instagram stories. So that's an interesting one. Sam O'Day, what's going on there?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk to you about that one afterwards.
They'll be up in the next semi-final. This is the first men's semi-final here at the New Zealand Beach Tour of Griffin Muller and Thomas Reid taking on Alani Nicklin and Tom Hartles. We've seen this combination on Friday. These two met up actually in the first round. And the eventual winners was Nicklin and Hartles. After this semi-final, we do have the second men's semi-final, which is the O'Day boys taking on a couple of Christchurch's finest players, Giles Black and Luke Holston. That'll be another good little humdinger to watch. Also, two teams that played against each other on Friday. So, pretty interesting how the draw works out. You play someone on Friday, and whoever loses that goes on to the contenders bracket. And if you keep winning, you end up playing those guys again. And sometimes you can get your sweet revenge. And that's probably what Griffin Muller and Tom Reid are wanting now.
I have another fun fact of beach volleyball for the New Zealand Beach Tour. Got their first FIVB World Games win, gold star, with the duo of Griffin Muller and Sam O'Day. I believe it was just a few months ago, last year, around this time in the Cook Islands.
Correct. It was in January, just before this pandemic outbreak. It was a pretty cool event, actually, for those to have a couple of New Zealand. Actually, only had the one New Zealand team over there, and I believe they took out the Americans. Sorry, Ivy.
I'm honestly not. I'm not too offended. You know.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Roll ball Eagles. We love to see
hands. Wow. A big swing on that by Griff. I don't think he got on top of the ball. He got underneath, and that one actually gained momentum up into the air.
Yes. So Nicklin Hartles taking that early lead. Short serve. Let's see if we get a block here or.
Hands.
No.
We might just see Tom Hartles walk up to the ref here. I think he's going to maybe have a question. No, he just has the good old smile and nods his head. Okay, you're the ref, Louise. And if you say that wasn't a double, then it's not a double.
It's not worth arguing. They're not going to change the call. Just make friends with them. Love them. Bring them food.
Wow. And he probably made one back there. That set looking exactly the same as set before. So we've got a good lead here by Nicklin Hartles in this second set of the men's semi-final. First men's semi-final of the New Zealand Beach Tour at GJ Gardner Homes. 4-1.
Ooh, that trickle serve. Love to see that. Way to use the equipment. Again, it would be a let serve in tennis, not allowed. Beach volleyball, it's all goods. We practice it. We want it to happen. We love to see it.
High set there, and the ball is on the middle of the court. Nice little pokey there by Griff Muller.
See, that's the pokey I'm talking about, Webby. That gets me excited because I saw the sneaky little thumb. I saw that one.
I gotta look closer. I did not see it.
I'm honestly not sure if it is legal or illegal. Pretty sure it's not legal, but you know, if you know how to do it, I highly recommend using it.
Get the magnifying glass out on that one. I didn't actually see that thumb, but that's all right. Great dig there by Tom Reid, peeling off the net, and he puts it away.
High gorgeous, high gorgeous. That is what we like to call a high risk, low reward play. That's the off the net set, goes for the cut shot. Not just any cut shot, like as close to the net as possible. It's a kill, but love to see it. That's my kind of plays.
Good. Another great peel there by Tom Reid.
It must be all that CrossFit he does. Which, if you guys were wondering, is his favorite pastimes or hobbies.
So if you're just joining us, this is the first semi-final of the men's side of the competition. It's the New Zealand Beach Tour. GJ Gardner Homes, the big sponsors. And we're here in the Christchurch CBD for what is an awesome scenery. Big swing there. Hammer time there by Alani Nicklin. They're just pulling a good little lead here now with a 7-3 lead. 4 points.
That was, I love watching that replay right there. He floated to the net on that one.
Good little overshot.
I think he came in a little soft on that one. I'd like to see a little bit more aggression. Easy read for the Nicklin Hartles duo. Still converted that to a point, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think we found there that Tom Hartles had a great little shot there over line, but then got caught up at the net and had to block, which can be confusing. If you're a full-time front court blocker and you're caught in the back court, oh gosh, you kind of just hold and hope that the ball's going to come to you. Well, that's what I do anyway.
Deer in headlights. Well, that's why you're here commentating and not playing, Webby.
Don't remind me, Ivy.
It's all good. I'm here commentating as well.
So these two teams, we've got really a battle of two shores. We've got North Shore, where Alani Nicklin and Tom Hartles reside, taking on the guys from the Bay of Plenty, Tom Reid and Griffin Muller. Alani Nicklin just serving that one too long. Fun fact about Alani Nicklin, we love fun facts here at the New Zealand Beach Tour. He is a microwave engineer. How specialized can you get?
So what does a microwave engineer do? Okay, I'm picturing like microwaves like in your kitchen. Are we talking microwaves in your kitchen, or are we talking like?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'd say if you've got a microwave at home that sounds a little bit dodgy, give Alani Nicklin a call. He'll be around there with the tools, and that microwave will be zapping your food up quicker than you can say microwave.
You know, the only thing longer than a microwave minute is a football minute. But you guys don't watch American football here, so maybe a plank. Holding a plank for a minute might be worse than a microwave minute. Running on the treadmill.
It's getting bigger. American football is definitely getting bigger here, as many sports. And that's what we're trying to do here with the New Zealand Beach Tour. Grow the sport. Get people knowing what the sport is, because it's a fun sport to watch. And all these people, we've got a full crowd up in the grandstand, and everybody's standing around in the shade.
Is it more fun to watch or to listen to us commentate? I'm here for the commentators.
100%, 50% of the people have got us on mute, IB, so don't worry.
That was a gorgeous high line shot. Thumb up, look away, coming in hard to that angle. Easy, effortless.
Tom Reid with the serve. We see that Tom and Alani love a real high set. Actually, both teams love a real high set, which is interesting. It's different for those who don't know beach volleyball. The difference between a high set and a low set is really dependent on how well you have control. The guys who do the high sets, the boys and girls that do the high sets, have a lot of control on where they want to put that ball. Where the ones that want to play trick plays, they'll keep the ball low and get it over the other side real quick.
Yeah, Nicklin and Hartles also pass really high, so sometimes it does get them a little bit in trouble with the wind, and they don't typically change from that high pass set, but it works for them.
Yeah. And we've got no breeze here at the moment.
Yeah.
In the CBD, which is real lovely.
See, for me, when it's no wind like this, I am pass low, set low, let's run a one, let's run a quick, and just, I'm not going to hit, I'm just going to poke around, get the ball to the ground, not even get the ball, barely get the ball over the net kind of player.
So we're just seeing two service faults, one from Elaine Nicklin and one from Griffin Muller. Not too sure what's happening there, maybe definitely not nerves. We're now into the second set of this first men's semi-final.
Maybe too much gym. Never enough gym. Sorry about that.
Great high set there. And he finds the line. Nice work by Tom Hartles.
It does. So that will take us to the 2L. Oh, yes, it does. It takes us to the 2L technical timeout. The score is 13-8 here. It is beach gear for any weather.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about these towels, and I'm sure people at home don't want to hear more about the towels, but we will tell you again how awesome these towels are. They have hoods, they have sleeves, and they are like a bathing robe that you can wear at the beach. People will look at you with envy. These towels are awesome. I've got a big bright yellow one, and I strut around with that at Mount Maunganui Beach just after a training. I'll go for a swim. It's beautiful. And we've got a good lead here by Alani Nicklin and Tom Hartles, a 5-point lead at the technical timeout, 13-8. And if you're just joining us, this is a good competition. The score is pretty even. You might think a 5-point lead is actually pretty big, but the competition is still heating up, and I'm sure we're going to see a bit more fire now coming from Griffin Muller and Tom Reid in the second half of the second set.
Yeah. Reid and Muller might be getting a little frustrated right now, so I'm expecting to see a little bit of a turnaround in play. That 5-point lead can literally be nothing over the course. It's a game to 21.
Wide set there. We're talking about those high sets. Well, that's the short one.
And that's that high dig right there.
Look at that high set.
Stuffed. That is what you call a big block. If we were in indoors, there'd probably be a bunch of do you know that cheer? Little dog goes arf arf arf. Big
No.
dog. Oh man.
Sorry, we don't know that one down here in the old
Well,
Southern
big dog
Hemisphere.
goes roof.
Nice little lay down there by Tom Reid, but unable to keep the ball inside. It's a good cut shot though by Tom. Was that Tom Hartles? Maybe it was Alani.
I believe that was Alani Nicklin. Nice thumb up from the right side cut shot. In beach volleyball, most of the shots are done just by twisting your wrist. Reid is really, really good at using leaving his whole body facing one way and just using his arm. I'm not sure if that's the CrossFit mobility range, because my shoulder hurts watching that. Most players will use their wrist. Reid likes to use his whole shoulder, which actually I do that too, which is why my shoulder hurts all the time.
And that's a great little recovery there. You're probably thinking, no, Griffin went on the other side of the net. We'll talk about that shortly. Just keep watching this. Ooh, unlucky to execute the finish there. But what happened there was the ball went outside the antenna. You are legally allowed to go outside the antenna to pull that ball back into the court as long as you don't interfere with the play. That's what we saw there. Great chase down.
that time using a thumb down and shoulder, which is going to over-rotate that and just wide of the court.
Tom Reid and Griffin Muller's occupations. We haven't mentioned these guys. They're tradies. I'm sure they might get a lot of business after seeing this awesome, spectacular play of beach volleyball. But Griffin Muller being a Sparky and Tom Reid being the builder, what a good combo they would be if you need your house rewired or just get the piles redone. I'm not too sure. Not trading myself. I'm an office worker. I got office hands. In fact, I might actually write down these guys' numbers in case I have a fault at home.
Oh, is that the only reason you're writing down these boys' numbers? And a gorgeous high line, tagging that backside of the line. You can't get any more precise than that.
Alrighty, well, we're going to need to see some fire soon, Griff. We're going to need to see some fire from you too, Tommy, because we're looking at a 6-point deficit here with the Lani Nicklin and Tom Hartles 17-11 up in the second set, winning the first. Tape tagger. Tape roll, I should say. And I hold my breath for that one. That was unfortunate for the boys. Still another chance though, side out, and they can still crawl this one back. I've seen teams come back from a bigger deficit. Service error there by Lani Nicklin, but he's all smiles, so it's all okay.
What actually is a Sparky? I've seen this. I've heard it. I'm like, what does a Sparky do?
He's the electrician.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Let's see some sparks in the beach volleyball now. Making a point, making big things happen.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to rewire how they're playing this game at the moment and really switch on their volleyball at this point of the game. Otherwise, it's all lights out for these guys.
We're so punny today.
Good stop there by Tom Reid. Offset. Oh, unfortunately into the net. And that is not the set, not the match point yet. We still have some chances for these boys to crawl it back.
Yeah, Muller and Reid have made the decision to switch, no longer do the switch blocking. They're going to have Muller run up and leave Reid backcourt.
Short serve.
Chicken wing, chicken wing. Hot dogs and bologna, you guys. What a dig.
Cut shot.
Scoop and deliver.
Goes it back. So that brings up 7 match points here in this first semi-final of the men's competition at the GJ Gardner Homes New Zealand Beach Tour. And as classic, Tom Hartles was going to finish it off with a sky ball.
Oh, gorgeous sky ball too. I love to see that one. Honestly, the back slice hand one is it's the funnest to do as well. And what a way to end. A nice little easy pokey line. Nicklin and Hartles have punched their way to the finals. We'll be over there shortly for their interviews. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Trent.
Absolutely, and stay tuned, everybody at home, because we will be coming up with the second men's semi-final, which will be kicking off very shortly. We'll have the brothers, the O'Day brothers from Tauranga, taking on the final Christchurch, final South Island team alive in this competition, Giles Black and Luke Holston. It's going to be a good game to watch, so stick around, but it's been lovely commentating. We'll see you guys very shortly.
Now, of course, these boys have just won the first semi-final. How was it for you, Alani?
Feels good, yeah. It's really heaps of fun, hard work, good crowd. I had a great time.
And just talking about the crowd, Tom, what an atmosphere in Cathedral Square here.
Yeah, the setup's amazing. Shout out to everyone that saw this out and set this up. It's so fun to play in front of such a big crowd, and yeah, looking forward to the final.
Now, going into this final, what are you guys going to be looking forward to?
We're just looking forward to win.
Amen there. It's been a great day here. It's only 12:30, and so we've got another game coming up for you guys at 1 o'clock, don't we, Dean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with Tom Hartles and Alani Nicklin, they are the first men's finalists we have found. We're going to find their opponents. We have got Sam and Ben O'Day versus the Pride of the South, Giles Black and Luke Holston. Another big semi-final coming up.